Which is better for your at-home coffee shop, the Nespresso VertuoLine single-serve espresso and coffee machine, or the BUY Tassimo single-serve brewer? Well, let's hope you'd answer that question today here on Aromacup.com. Hi everyone, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com. Thank you as always for joining me in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. Now, let's talk firstly about some similarities between the Nespresso VertuoLine and BUY Tassimo's single-serve brewer offerings. So here's where things are very similar. First off, both can make coffee. Both use a proprietary capsule type, and each of those capsules has a barcode on it. The BUY Tassimo has a barcode on the top, and the Nespresso VertuoLine has a barcode on the bottom. These barcodes tell the machine how to brew the beverage that you're going to be brewing with the capsule that you are using. Those are some similarities between the two. Both of them have the ability to make espresso. It's not necessarily the traditional espresso that you are used to. Espresso from either of these machines is going to be a little bit different. It is a espresso brew in many ways, but just different from what you're used to from the average espresso pull, especially that we've talked about so often here on Aromacup.com. And of course, both of these are single-serve machines. They offer quick one-button operation, pop in a capsule, hit a button, and get a cup of coffee and get on your way with your day. And so that's some similarities between the two. The differences between these are fairly distinct. Namely, on the VertuoLine side, you really get the option of two different types of coffee, and that's to brew coffee by making use of, let's say, a VertuoLine coffee capsule or a VertuoLine espresso capsule. So you get to make those two, and as I say, the espresso is not necessarily traditional espresso as you might expect or be used to from a lot of other single-serve espresso machines. So that's all you get out of the VertuoLine, and that's not to say it's limited. Those offerings are still good and they taste pretty great. However, when you look over here onto the BUY Tassimo side, you get a multitude of beverages that you can make using the one machine, and that's because you have the option to make hot coffee, hot tea, iced versions of both of those. You can do hot chocolates and other various specialty drinks, going all the way up into, in fact, a cappuccino style drink by making use of a Tassimo milk capsule pod, which you can use with the BUY Tassimo machine. And all of it will be done by the machine automatically using the barcode technology. That barcode on that capsule gets read, tells the machine exactly what it is that you're going to be brewing, how it should brew it, and it basically does all the work for you. So you get a much larger breadth of beverages that you can make with a BUY Tassimo machine over what you get with the VertuoLine. Let's talk about brewing very quickly between these two machines because it is very different. As I say, each machine uses this barcode technology that tells the machine how to brew, but each one brews very differently. The BUY Tassimo still uses a pressure-based system that's going to force hot water through that capsule. Barcode is read, that water gets pushed through. The amount of water to get pushed through that capsule is chosen by the barcode. You don't have to do any work, but it is a pressure-based system. Bottom line is that on the VertuoLine, you're going to find that it makes use of the centrifusion technology, which actually spins the capsule while the machine is brewing. And the capsule being spun is what is going to give the brews from this machine sort of this foam. And you'll see this on the cup that I've brewed right here. I have this foam, and it was actually much more prevalent when I first brewed this. It was literally almost as if I had frothed the coffee, which is kind of interesting. And it does make for a very distinct flavor difference between what you get out of a VertuoLine machine and what you get out of a BUY Tassimo machine. Temperature is a huge difference between these two machines. That's because on the Nespresso VertuoLine side, we've tested this. I've run a lot of different tests. And on the VertuoLine side, with an espresso brew, I found that you get about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. With a cup of coffee, you get about 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Now compare that to what I have found to be pretty consistently 180 to 182 degrees from a BUY Tassimo single-serve brewer. It's a huge, huge difference, up to a 40-degree difference, 42-degree difference between these two. I've always found BUY Tassimo machines to make very hot brews, and I've tried all of the BUY Tassimo machines. They always brew very hot. So if you like a hot brew, you're going to get that a lot more, honestly, with a BUY Tassimo machine than you're going to get with something like the Nespresso VertuoLine. Let's talk about pricing on both the machine and per cup as to what you're going to be spending when you are brewing with the capsules for each of these machines. On the VertuoLine, you're looking at $299 as of the making of this video for the machine itself, and you're looking at typically about 97 cents per cup based on the cost of the capsules, because you can only get these capsules from Nespresso. They are the only maker of the capsules for the Nespresso VertuoLine, so you're a little bit restricted. So that's certainly going to factor in pretty quickly. That's a pretty high price point, honestly, per cup when you come right down to it. Compare that to the BUY Tassimo offering, where you're looking at a machine costing you on the low side of about $90, going up to the high side of about $160. The machine is much less expensive. Cost per cup coming in at about 70 cents on average per cup. And so you're going to save some money when you are brewing these capsules from BUY Tassimo. Now, where can you find out, of course, where to get these and get the best price on them? Check out the link in the description of our video where you can visit our website and find the best pricing for either of these machines to add to your own at-home coffee shop. And my bottom line on both of these machines. I've been reviewing BUY Tassimo machines for years now. They were some of the first that I ever started talking about. I'm pretty partial to them. I really like the way that they operate. BUY has pretty much locked in the system very well with their pods and their machines. They haven't changed a whole lot, and the consistency is definitely there, as well as the multitude of beverages that you get to make. So I do very much like what BUY Tassimo offers. When it comes to the VertuoLine, I think it's very cool. It uses the centrifuge technology to brew your coffee, which is cool. It's a little novelty-esque in some ways, I feel, and it kind of depends on what you want, because ultimately, if you want a higher amount of beverages that you can make, you're going to get that with BUY Tassimo. You're going to save some money on that side. But if you do want something that's pretty cool on the bleeding edge of single-serve coffee technology, the VertuoLine is definitely going to be what you want to go with. If I have missed anything, or if you'd like to ask us questions or anything else, please feel free to leave them here in the comments section of this video, or visit us on Aromacup.com, where we will be happy to talk coffee with you guys, as we are always happy to do. As always, guys, I'm Brian, coming to you from my virtual coffee shop, brought to you by Aromacup.com. I hope you found this video useful, and I am asking you guys to enjoy your cup, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Are you looking for a great budget single-serve espresso machine to add to your at-home coffee shop? Well, we're going to tell you about one here today on Aromacup.com.